Hey folks, welcome back to Bam Florence Minnesota. Back with host Nick Forster, and tonight we is hopping back in on our Jonsered 920. I've resealed it once again. Let it sit overnight this time. That way I know she is fully sealed. And now it's time to do another pressure test. So, grab our block off plates. Make sure they're cleaned up and good. Also, gotten something new tonight. Got a new to me, it's not new, Oregon chain grinder. So I'm excited for that. Boys, just use old Harbor Freight, and it's decent at best. So this one's just Oregon's just new to me. It's not new. It needs a few things. I got a broken in motor cap, which is just for cooling. Got to put a new grinding blade on it. And a few little things. I mean, it just honestly, it's kind of just wore out. But for the price I paid for it compared to a new one, I can't complain too much. But so I'm excited for that. Excited to get that in. Get this guy back on. I need my screwdriver. I left over here. Just grinding up the chain tonight. I like this thing. I like the adjustability on the top plate angle and the tilt angle. I like having that over the little Harbor Freight cheapie. So we're gonna see. We're gonna play around with some better angles and just see what happens. May not do what's good. It may do great. We'll just have to see. Get that guy tight. Get this guy. We're eventually gonna get this guy done. It's just when's it gonna be? It should be tight. Alright, gotta stick this guy down on there. Hopefully she'll seal up some more. I gotta put a new O-ring on it. O-ring's about shot in it. Find be that guy. That guy. Alright. Tight. Still waiting on my intake boot for my 125 to come in, and I think it'll be good. I haven't found any other leaks on it, so we may get away with something easy on that. Guess let's do pressure first. Just get her 10 psi. Let's check around. Guy's leaking. Oh, did we get it this time? Leaking there. Do it around. Oh, I had to pull flywheel off. Let's do it around here. See nothing there. So far we're holding. I think we may have finally got her. I just want to be sure before we put this sucker back together, so I'm gonna let it sit for a while and we'll see. But I said I want to be 100% sure that none of our seals are leaking. I think to get some smooth back in there. Doesn't appear we're leaking there. Don't appear we're leaking anywhere. We were leaking under there last time, but it appears. Make sure we're not leaking around. Nope, don't look like we're leaking over impulse anymore. Let's check down here by it. Does not appear. So I'll bring y'all back in about 15 minutes. If it don't lose pressure, then we're good to put it back together, and hopefully she'll be good to us. So in essence, what we did, pulled it apart, cleaned up the piston, had a little carbon on it on top, cleaned out the ring lands. It is thin ring piston, thin ring piston. Put the piston down in the, rings down in the bore, seeing which one had a smaller gap, moved, which was the bottom one, moved it to the top, and flipped it. That way it's got a good sealing surface on the bottom side. Hopefully it should have a little more compression, along with removing the base gasket. In essence, should be pretty strong once it finally seats back in. Mildly roughed up the cylinder with some red Scotch-Brite, just enough to break the glaze. So it should seat in fairly quick, hopefully. Other than that, that's about all I did, and just sealed it back up. The crank seals appear to be good. Haven't found any leaks out of them yet. And yeah, so we'll let it sit for about 10-15 minutes, see if it's lost anything. And then we'll come back and do a vacuum test on it. Let it sit for 15 minutes, see if it loses any vacuum. If we're good there, then we're going to slap it back together and be good to go. So I'll bring y'all back once that 10 minutes is up. All right, folks, about 15 minutes later, we're still holding 10 pounds. So let's leave the pressure. Let's go the opposite way with it. Alright, let's give it just a touch more. Go a little over 10, that way we'll know. Now, we'll leave it for about 10 minutes. But while we're doing that, we'll go ahead and hit the flywheel on it. I think we'll be good in that aspect. We can go ahead and throw our flywheel back on, get this side ready to rock and roll. Let's put you on. Oh, of course, it's right there on the case. Move it up a little bit. Yep, so send it 10. Get this guy back where it needs to go. It's got good tension on that one. That one will be pretty good. Grab a washer. Set it up on there. If I can. I'll grab a nut. Put her up on there. Yeah, I've been playing around with, or I played around with that grinder while the camera was off, and I like it a whole lot nicer than that old Harbor Fraud I was using. Go. Figure out what size that is. It's gonna be, oh, one size bigger, so gonna be that 17 over here. Bingo. Throw that on our impact in a minute. See how she's doing. We're about 3 minutes in. Still sitting above 10 pounds. So I think we're going to be good to go, honestly. I think we will be good. And then another fuel system's good. Carb was good back when we ran it. Might have to throw a kit in it, but that won't be too much trouble. I think what else? Let's see. Oh, she's still sitting there. We need this guy. I'll go ahead and put on No, I'll wait. That way I can hold the flywheel with a screwdriver while I tighten that down. I have to put the clutch back on, but that ain't no issue. And those nuts are still on there. And yeah, it'll go back pretty quick, I think. Ain't but a handful of screws. Top cover, everything. I think we'll be good to go. Got our semi-repaired handle over here. May buy a new mount in a couple weeks. Fix that. That you can take that off with the handle still attached. So, but I think that'll work for now. I mean, it ain't getting run, and it's not gonna get run with a super long bar either. I think I only got like a 24 for it, so I ain't too worried about it. Other projects coming up. Still gotta fix my Partner P85 oiler. I'm going to pressure test our 372 clone again. Folks saying in that video they think it's got an air leak. It didn't before that because I pressure tested it and it was good, but it may have an air leak since I put the car back on after the pressure test. So we'll double check on that. We'll have our 125 good to go. Hopefully after that intake boot. Then we just got to run my Husqvarna 55 for the for Bodie's competition. Got to get that ready to go. Just got to run it, see how she performs. I may pull it back apart, get into it, and do a little bit more. Didn't finger port it to start with, but we may end up finger porting it. Give it a little more transfer timing. I think that's going to help a lot. May swap the piston in it. I went a little aggressive on the piston. I think ended up being 162 degrees in timing on the intake, which is a little much if it's not piped. It's also sitting at like 102, 103, if I remember right, maybe 104. I can look back at the video. Transfers are right at 20 degrees or 22. May increase the exhaust timing, which will raise our transfer timing up. I heard they like 25 or so degrees. Or it could go shorter and make it a little more zippy. Biggest thing is holding good RPM and holding good RPM in the cut. It could be really zippy, but if you go too high on your exhaust or transfers, make it real short to blow down, you can lose torque. And with that small of a saw, trying to race, you want to keep as much torque as you can. Then what else we got? I've got figure out where our home light 923 is leaking at now. It's not at the intake boot or the reed block anymore. It's probably going to be one of the crank seals. That was the biggest one. I've got that fixed, but it's still leaking again. Figured out our Pioneer, it's all sealed up, our P50. So that one's good to run. Y'all seen put the air filter on the Husqvarna 1100/2100. So I've actually got that one in the back of the truck. Going to run it fairly soon. What else? I got a 1010 I want to get back running. It's got really good compression. Just got a air leak somewhere. I may port it or may port an engine and put in it. Haven't quite decided. Got like 3 or 4 blocks over there I could use. Got a handful of 700 blocks, 710 blocks I could use, or Pro 55s. Got those too. What else? Got my Solo 67 I'm gonna build, or not build, just get it running. It's non-runner right now. Trying to look around to see what all I got. I got to figure out air leak on the 105, the Super Pro 80. What's going on with it? Why it air leaks only on a 45 degree angle, not a. Cause if you go 9 degrees on it, it's perfectly fine. Flip up on in, it's perfectly fine. But at 45 degrees, it gets pig rich for whatever reason. Gonna run our Stihl 045 AB up here soon. Gotta get a muffler for the 041 Super. It blew it out. It must have had a weak spot in it. Yeah, mainly just running saws. I just gotta get back into, get some time to run them and repair them, sharpen chains, but just gotta get where I can actually run. Just get some time. But with the wedding coming up, it's in May. Don't have a whole lot of time on my hands. So it's during the daylight hours. I usually gotta go off and do other things, which is great. I'm super excited for, but I also want to work on this chunk and run this chunk. What else did I do? Oh, finally fixed the carb, or hopefully fix the carb on our ProMac 800. It last time I went and used it, carb flooded out on it. Needle stuck. Needle's good to go now, so hopefully we're good there. Trying to think anything else. And then as far as builds, I've got a Dolmar coming that I'm going to build. We're going to put a either 7900 cylinder on or a big bore 85cc cylinder on, and we're going to port it. What else I got as far as build wise? Oh, our Home Light 1000, I'm going to build it. The second one I got, I'm going to build it. Yeah, I think that's about it right now. I got another 1010 I may port. And another little project, but that's gonna have to wait for a little bit. And yeah, we're I said hopefully I can get some time to run some of these saws. That's the biggest thing, is I just gotta find time to run them. We'll get them right, but then just gotta get to where I can go and run them. But got my 1100, it's good to go. We'll have this one good to go. We'll have our 125 good to go. Hopefully our 105 pretty soon. We can compare them in a decent sized log, with a 28-inch bar, which isn't really big enough for them, but it's what I got and what I can run. I've got a 36 Stihl mount bar I could throw on, but it's a hard, or a regular old bar. I've got a lightweight 28 I'm gonna put on these Big Macs just help keep them a little lighter. Got another 800 I can build, McCulloch 800 I can build. Got a couple spare blocks. And yeah, so we're about 9 minutes in. Appears we are still good. So I'm gonna call it there and say that we're good to go. So let's go ahead and start putting her on back together. Have to take this guy out. Come on. Get that tight. See, she'll twist in my hand. There we go. Just gotta get it to. One thing about running boot screws down, especially in a hopefully we didn't put a hole in it there screwing it, but hopefully we can get it out. Yeah, we can get it out by hand now. I'd run that sucker down in there to get it sealed. There we go. Put that in my jar for a later date. Let's go ahead over here and get this guy good to go. That's it right there. I'm gonna go grab my impact. over there. Oh, get that. Gotta reorganize my station up here. Maybe I'll do that. Try to get this off the bench. But may get excited and get into something else. So, you know how it goes. Let's get this guy on here. Gotta get these starter poles and move out of the way. It's not the easiest. There we go. Put it right there. Get her down on there. That should be good. I think that'll be good. That's it. It's gonna take some time for them rings to seat back up, but we'll get her. Throw this guy on here. If we can. See. Hope she goes like that. Get down to go back through that slot right there. Go down in there. Come up and over that. Something like that. That should be her. Just went in this place. That's good. Go ahead and pull. I think this is it. Pull that guy out of there. Force her drop it. So be it. Guess we'll go ahead and put her. Should probably put her handle on first. So let's go ahead and get the rest of this good to go. This guy. I'll have to find my gasket for her. I can't remember this one had a gasket or not. Maybe it didn't. I never can remember with these suckers. I think we're good. Nope, still got a little bit more. There we go. Yeah, I can't remember. No, it don't. I can see on the outline on the card, so we're good to go. Let's go ahead, put this guy on. Throttle rod. There we go. Get her into place. Pretty tight on that one. Pretty tight there. See if we can get these to start. We'll have to put the choke rod down. Our choke rod is over here. Saw it just the other day. Should be. And goes something like so. Get a clip in. Well, you need our little plate to hold it. Something like that. If it goes. I think it went down something like that. That was pretty tight fit off in there. Lily just wants to hold it right there. we go. Should hold it like that. When she comes out, clicks. That way it holds pressure on it. Alright. I don't think it went like so. No. It definitely went that way. Okay. Let's find a sparker plug. Go ahead and put her in. Clean off that. Just rag, clean that off. Just a little water. Go ahead and set her back in. Just a 19, if I remember right. And it is. There we go. No cap. Alright. Oh no, we got them bolts and whatnot to put back in, which is right here for our handle. But we gotta get our handle in there first. I'll grab that and slide it down in here, nice so, and put it on that guy right there. Get it down on it. There we go. Just tighten her up. And set screw. Then we need this plate. Slide in like so. Then you got to get her lined up like so. It screws in there. 1, 2, and 3. Get her start. There we go. We gotta get these two guys to start so they can be a little bugger. Make sure that guy's still tight. It is. Now we're tightening up. Pretty darn tight. See, so it's gonna work pretty good. Pretty good. Make sure we tighten this bugger up. This bugger up. That one's tight. Okay. Go ahead and put it on. I think our impulse has to go in anywhere on there. I think it's got a. Yeah, don't go through the case. Just goes and runs like that. It's got plenty to do that. Good deal. Then we got this guy, which I guess we can have reconnect fuel line. That's got to run through there. This guy's got to run up there. So let's go ahead and crack the gas cap. So there ain't no pressure in it. Let's pull this bugger out. Go. Get back to our carb, which is good. Our top cover. Get it back in position. if I can. She's being a little ornery, but she goes back where she's supposed to. That's good. I think we're good right there. I think we is good. Got that screw and that screw. I think I'm actually missing one. Gotta see if it fell over there. Don't think I had the, check over here and make sure. Don't think I had the card little block deal. Don't think it did. Nope. Okay. Find that other screw. Should be, if anywhere, right over here. And it is. Fell out of it. There. Choke rod goes right there. Pulls out. Push in. Pushes up. And back again. We'll turn this guy around. Put it right there. Put that on. Sucker good there. Now I gotta flip her on around. Yeah, I think that's gonna work out pretty decent. I do believe. Go ahead and pull the muffler off so we can pull our 8-depth plate off. See if we gotta cut these screws down any. We may. Just hanging on by this one screw. There we go. Make sure nothing's down in a case. Does not appear so. No shavings or nothing. See if we can find a gasket that may fit that. I think I might. Nope, way too wide. Wonder about that exhaust gasket that may fit it. I could potentially make one, but maybe another day. It'll be alright for now. I think we're going to have to shorten that screw up a fair amount. Let's see if our other screw will work. I may have to put a washer under this quarter inch. I think that one will work a lot better. Get her into place and we'll get our quarter inch started. I think that's pretty well got her. Question is this thing gonna have any threads to grab onto? Hoping it does. And it does. So there you go. Now where's that little rinky dink for down here? Ain't right, but that's what they done put in it. I'm gonna have to tap it anyways to get it fixed. So we're gonna leave it for now. Just hold that on. That'll work. Now let's go around to this side. Grab a starter. Make sure we got taller bolts, and we do. Turn her up on end. See if we can get her started. No kidding. A little difference when I hang this up, ain't it? There we go. Hex head. So let's go ahead and screw her on down. It's not wanting to go into place, so we're going to play with it a little bit. Nope, still not wanting to. Let's see, may have to loosen this one up a little bit. Where she'll go down into place. There she goes. Had to wiggle her a little bit. That seems good. Let's see if this guy's good, and it is. Guess we'll go ahead and tighten up that gas. Go. Make sure they're all tight so they don't rattle out when we go to start it. There we go. There we go. See how she pulls. She's pretty weak right now, but I think she'll come back. May need to tighten up that handle a little bit. There she goes. She's a little loose. I can always tighten it up a little bit. Now we gotta find our filter for it, which I've set right there. She's pretty clogged up, so we can clean her off. Maybe let's just spray it down with some carpet cleaner. Yeah, she's pretty dirty. Let's see. There we go. Look for anything that went inside of it. Don't appear mine has. That's good. Let her dry on out. I think she'll be good. Make sure the base is pretty clean. Same with the inside. Yeah, she come out pretty decent. There she goes. We throw our top cover on. Last little bit was we'll throw on the clutch. I think she'll be all right. There she goes. Screwdriver. finish her off. Seems pretty good to me. Choke works. Push her in. It sounds good to me. Put a washer back on there. Help protect her seal. Running a 387 on her. See if we can get her down on there first. But nope, I'm going the wrong way. There we go. So a little grease in that bearing. Just to help her out. There we go. That'll be enough. So just enough to help her on out. Roll it through the bearing later. But at least get her. At least get her a good starting point. Go. That down on there. Put her coat on there. Go. We'll flip her around. If we can. Put her on the good side. There we go. Get her on there. There we go. Go ahead and get this gas started. Make sure there ain't no oil on the paws. Make sure they're pretty clean. They're a little dirty, but cleaning up pretty decent. There you go. Start her on. See, said an 18. Nope, it's gonna be a 19. No, it's not. Oh no, sorry, I am a 19. My 19 is on here. Should work. That thing's let's call it up now. Oh yeah, she'll break back in. She already is. She'll be good. Alright, that's good. Got her covered. Throw our clutch cover back on. Now I have this one squared away, I believe. There it is. Got a good tensioner. Oh, forget, you gotta go in the back, then forward. This one does not have a brake on it. It's actually a different cover than the one that came on. The other one bowed out, wasn't no good, so I picked this one up. There we go. And that is her. Hopefully we'll put her back together right, and we won't have no problems with leaks. But like I said, she got a long way to still break in, but she's getting there already, just pulling it over. So that'll wrap this one up. I think she is good to go. AV mount system seems pretty good, pretty solid. I think that'll work for us. We'll have to get an exhaust gasket, but I can get that and order one of those. And yeah, that'll about do her. We'll maybe if we can get time to this weekend, we'll run it. I think it's supposed to rain all weekend, but we may get a chance. At least do a first start on it, see how she goes. So I appreciate y'all watching. Hope y'all enjoyed this little rebuild, resealing really on this. At least it shows how to tear it down, how to put it back together. If you like what you saw, please hit that like button. Want to see more, hit that subscribe button. Hope y'all have a blessed day, blessed evening, whatever it may be when you're watching. And know Jesus loves you. And we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks, y'all.